Hey, hi everyone, welcome back to our free Python certification program. So before we get into this video, let's quickly have a recap on all the topics which we have covered so far. So we started our journey with respect to understanding the basics of programming language, where we have seen different kinds of programming language. We have seen machine language, and then we have seen what were the problems with that. Then we have went into, I think next one was assembly level language, and then finally we came up with high level language. In high level language, again, there are various languages such as C, C++, and then we have Java, and the main final one, Python. Right. Then we had decided that we are going to get started with Python. In Python, we have covered few basic concepts such as variables. So what are variables? Variables are nothing but these are containers which are used to store some value. Okay, then we have gone through data types. See, why do we need data types? So that we can maintain the data integrity. When I'm talking about name, here it should not have any numbers. Integers are not required in name, right? Integers are not allowed. Strings are allowed. And various different data types have different operations which they can perform, right? So if I say 3 plus 5, this is 8, right? So same thing if I say hi plus hello. Right. So what is this? This is hi hello. It's the concatenation operation. Same symbol or same operator, depending on different data types, it is giving us different results. And one more very important reason why we have data types is effective memory management. We have already spoken about this, right? So let's consider integer of age. Okay, so I'm going to take age. Age will be usually in 2 or 3 digits maximum, correct? So for this, short is sufficient. But when I'm talking about maybe let's consider the distance between Earth and Sun, right? So that is actually in a bigger number. So we need to go with some bigger data type. In the integer itself, we have seen that there are 4 data types, right? We can go with long. Okay, so we have covered that and we have seen operators. We have seen different types of operators such as arithmetic operator. Then we have seen comparison, assignment, logical. Then we have seen which one? I think membership and then identity operators. All those things we have covered, right? In today's video, we are going to cover keywords and comments in Python. All right, so these are the two things which we are going to talk about today. Okay, so let's get started. What are keywords? See, keywords in Python are special reserved words. Okay, so for example, if I say, let's consider your name. Name is a special reserved word for you, right? So whenever I call the name, you are only going to specifically look to me. Right? So whenever I say Rajesh, only Rajesh is going to turn back. Others are not going to turn back. Right? So same thing in Python, we have certain set of words which have a predefined meaning for Python interpreter. Okay, so if I say else, then Python will understand that I'm talking about something else, that there is a specific logic behind that. Okay, if I say maybe let's say def, then Python will understand that we are starting to define a function. Right. So like this, keywords, what are keywords? These are special reserved words, which conveys a specific meaning for the interpreter or compiler. Right. So the best example to understand this is name itself. Now we cannot just use this name as the general English language, right? It has a specific meaning. Similar way, we cannot use keywords. They have a specific meaning. They cannot be used as the variables. Okay. What are the different keywords available? See, we have true. So whenever I use this keyword, Python by default, it will understand the logic has already been defined in this. Okay, QB1. Whenever I say false, 0, none. Okay, there's nothing present here. Python is understanding. When I say and, internally it is understanding and it is performing and operation. We have as. Okay, then we have def, class, elif. Okay, we'll see all this conditional statements. We will see then break statement. Right. So when we are going with the control flow, if the condition is met, we have to exit the loop. Right. So by default, it will understand what we are trying to talk about. If I'm saying import, it is understanding that from that particular file, I want to take all the things into this particular environment. right? So like this, each and every keywords has a special meaning, right? We will see these keywords in action whenever we are learning the concepts, right? So one example, if I talk about if else, right? So this is a control flow, conditional statements, if condition, else condition, okay? So we will deal with this in detail. But for now, remember, keywords are something which has a specific meaning for compiler or interpreter, and we cannot use keywords as our variable names. Okay, I hope this is clear. Okay, now what are the purpose of keywords is it is help for us for control flow. Just now we were talking about, right? If elif statements, this gives the decision making ability for the program. Okay, then for defining of a function, for defining of a class, we are going to use def keyword return. Okay, we'll try to understand this in functions video, where what is this def, what is this return, what is this lambda function. Okay, all these are keywords, right? And then we have exception handling, try, except. If there is any error, we should not crash. Okay, the Python should not crash. It should skip that and it should execute or it should carry on, right? And then we have while defining of a class and all those things, there are certain keywords used. Okay, so this is with respect to our keywords. Now let's quickly talk about comments in Python. Okay, Nasir, what are comments? See, comment is something where it's not having a specific meaning for the program, but it holds a meaning for programmer. Okay, what is the difference? See, there's a huge difference. I'm talking about program and programmer. Right. See, it is basically for programmer to understand what they are writing. It does not hold any meaning for the computer. Okay, there's no meaning of comments in computer. It's not even used for any calculations or anything. But what we have written, we need to understand, right? Maybe imagine if you are writing the code today, then tomorrow you're not working in this company. Someone else will work on this code. So the proper documentation and commenting is required. Okay, so it is used to annotate code providing the explanation of whatever we have written, or it's kind of basically notes for reader to understand. Okay, so what is the purpose? Just so that it is more easily understandable. In future, there will come a time we will forget what we have written. Right. Whenever we are working on some projects, big projects, even it has happened to me. I forget what I've written, why I use that logic there. Right. So that is why proper commenting is required. Now there are two types of commenting options available. One is single line comment. Okay, everything we can just whatever we are giving, it is in one line only. And another one is multi-line comment. So for single line comment, we are going to make use of hashtag. Remember, for single line comment, we are going to make use of hashtag. And for multi-line comments, we are going to make use of triple quotes. And within this, give any sentence, it has no specific meaning for compiler or interpreter. Okay, so today we have seen two different things. One is keyword, which has a special reserved meaning, and another one is comments, which has no meaning for compile. Okay, and why it is used? So that we can be clear and concise in comments, the best practice. Okay, so we should not just overwrite and everything. So for example, if I say a is equals to 10, I should not give the comment storing 10 in a. This is useless. I already know what is happening here. Maybe if there is a condition where why we are storing 10, that we can mention. So I can say 10 is minimum age. Okay, where age is equals to 10. This kind of comments is acceptable, but this kind of like unnecessary comments are not in a best practice. Then redundant comments, same thing again and again, we need not to write. So adding of a two numbers, I'm doing the addition. Again, we are doing the summation. Repeated comments are also not suited. Okay, and what it does is it gives us good explaining power and keep the comments updated if we are changing the code. This is also very important. Okay, so these are the things which we need to look into while we are going with some programs. Okay, now let's take this example. Let's see here. You can see there are so many, like this is, I'm defining a function for addition, I'm defining a sum function. Okay, there are so many things available. Okay, just looking into this, if I tell we need to have the knowledge of the code, then only we'll be able to tell what is happening. Imagine if this is a complex code, then what we are going to do. So this is where comments are very helpful. So let me show you this. See, here it's clearly mentioned. What is this? Program making a simple calculator in Python. Okay, this is a function to add two numbers, subtract, multiply, divide. So one thing, if you notice here, when I'm going with multi-line comments, I'm going with triple quotes. And when I'm going with a single line comment, I can use hashtag. Okay, so let's quickly open our Jupyter notebook. We will see one or two keywords, and then we can also look into this one, comments. Okay, so, oh, is it empty? No, not this folder. Let me take, okay, I think I've deleted that folder. Let's create a new folder anyhow. New folder. Oh, it's here, Python practice, right? So open this. How do we open the Jupyter notebook again? Press Control L, type in Jupyter notebook. Okay. So it will open our Jupyter notebook, and then we can just look into some of the keywords and the comments. And please feel free to drop any questions if you have. You can drop that into the comment section. All right. Okay. So it is okay. It's also opening the last. Let me close this. Oops, right. Okay. Right. So far we have covered some basic concepts, and tomorrow what we are going to study is, I think basically tomorrow, what is that? If statements and all those things, I guess. Yeah, conditional statements. Here, basically, we have four different types of conditional statements. If else, all those things we are going to look into the tomorrow session. Okay. So now let's quickly jump back to the Jupyter notebook where I'm going to open a new notebook. Okay, make sure to name them properly. Okay, so what are we going to? We are just going to go with keywords and control statements. Okay. All right. And see, again, I'll just use single hashtag. It will automatically give this as a comment. Okay. Markdown, keywords and comments. All right. Now, if you see, let me little bit zoom out here. So if you see the keywords and all those things, they will come with the different colors by default. If I say and, see, color is green, def, I'm defining a function, color is green. Then what else we have? If, color is green, right? So by default, it varies with respect to the IDE. Maybe it will be blue or green, something like that. But we should understand that variables cannot be used as a, sorry, keywords cannot be used as a variable name. True. True is equals to 10. What is this? Cannot assign to true. Why? Because true is the keyword, and I'm trying to assign something to true. It won't work like that. Okay. So this is about our keywords, and then comments. This is Nasir. Okay. So see, this is a comment, right? Single line comment. What if I just execute this? Will it give me an error? No, it's not giving me any output. Why? Because as I've already mentioned, comments have no meaning for interpreter or compiler. This is just for our own purpose. Okay, what if I just go and say, this is Nasir. Hi, how are you? Now, will it give me an error or no? Yes. Why? Because see what I'm doing, there's no Python syntax available here. Okay, then what to do if I have multiple lines? Let's make this as multiple line comment. Hi, how are you? Okay, so this is multi-line comment. Now what we can do is just make and put it in triple quotes. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and this 1, 2, 3. Okay. So when I execute it, it won't give me any, internally, it won't has any logic behind that. Okay. So it does not holds any specific meaning for the compiler. And then I can just give any logic I want. I hope this is clear, and see you guys in next video. If you guys like the video, please make sure to hit the like button and do subscribe as well. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.